Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smirniotis, Forge FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
We're week 13 now. I honestly didn't know what to do with myself on Wednesday last week.
There you go.
I was freaking out.
Good thing we had done week 12 back in week 11.
In advance, right?
Yeah.
I did what you said. I had my fair share of pasta.
Your favorite?
I had this carbonara.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where?
Sienna.
Sienna.
Yeah. I forget the name of the restaurant, but I will send you there. I will find the location and send you there because I don't know how many eggs they put in that pasta, but it was so good.
Remember we said travel for free or eat for free?
Eat for free. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Travel for free.
True. And then
I'm sure the pasta wasn't too
expensive.
expensive.
Probably not that expensive.
There you go.
I would pay for endless carbonaras
There
there. I swear to you. What was that one lasagna-ish Greek dish that we were talking about?
Pasticcio.
Yeah. You can't get that in Italy, right?
No,
okay, good.
definitely
Because I actually thought about ordering it, and I was like, that would be humbling if it wasn't a thing.
They tell you go next door.
Yeah, exactly. That's my next stop, though.
There we
my
go.
next destination. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming, aside from the Italy vacation.
Just so we're clear, I didn't go on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Friday, I was able to watch the match because we're 6 hours ahead in Italy, and the game is at 9 p.m., which meant here.
Yeah. You were just finishing dinner?
It was 3 a.m. though
Yeah.
in Italy, and I was eating so late, and I ended up eating so much pasta that I couldn't fall asleep. Like I was wide
Sounds
awake.
about right.
So at 3 a.m. I was able to watch a few players that we didn't see a whole lot of, including Dav and Kwesi. Can you just briefly give us an update as to current form with regards to injuries and whatnot?
Yeah, so a few of them, Jordan Hamilton, David Schweinier, and Kwesi Polk were three guys that have been missing due to injury. Kwesi and Jordan are fully in training, and David's still in his recovery process.
Perfect. Looking ahead this weekend, you'll play York United. Last time that you guys played them, came away with the result, completely dominated the match. But something that I thought was interesting that you said in the press conference on Friday was how quickly things can shift in this league. You mentioned, a month ago, Forge was looking a little slower. A month prior to that, you felt like you were on top of the world. Same goes for Cavalry, vice versa. Do you think that you can use these previous matchups? Or I guess a better question would be, to what extent can you use prior matchups in preparation for future ones, knowing that?
Yeah, depending on how much time has gone between those games and what has been transpiring then. But it usually gives you a blueprint. It's all dependent on what you've seen in your opponent since then. If it's been a lot of the similar, or if they've changed things totally up, then maybe your last game isn't very relevant.
Right, it's not reflective.
It's not reflective of what we're going to see in them. But the one thing's for sure that they're always well contested matches. That's the thing. They always want to come in here or when we're going there, and everyone's trying to get the maximum 3 points. And it's the biggest thing I say usually after every game. And it doesn't matter whether you win, lose, or tie. Is you're only as good as your next one.
Yeah.
You don't get too excited, or you don't feel like you're on the top of anywhere until the end of the season comes, and you ask your waiter for the bill, and you see what the total is.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where you see what you've done. And that's the uniqueness of the league, and that's a little bit the way I carry myself, and I try and make sure that the team carries themselves. Even after a big win, we're only as good as the next one.
Yeah. We've talked about the new playoff format before, but I wanted to bring it back up because now that there are 5 teams available in playoffs, do you think that there's a little bit more of a sense of unpredictability with this, because even teams ranked 5th, for example, in the regular season can kind of sneak up on you and have more opportunities to kind of weasel their way back in?
mean, the beauty of playoffs is it's everything starts brand new.
Yeah.
It's a game, it's a moment. I remember, I think it was in 2021, we were playing York in the semifinals, and I think our point gap was 15 or 16 points. We had more points than them in the regular season, but in that game didn't make a difference.
Right.
You put all of that away, and I think that's the beauty of the playoffs. It's anyone's game, because you just need to be very good in those moments and the games that are put in front of you.
What can you say about how York United has kind of progressed from now versus that last matchup that you talk about?
Yeah, to be honest, they've been a little up and down since then. They've had some very good performances, maybe performances that they haven't been happy with. But I think that's indicative across the league. If you look at everyone, including ourselves. I think in the last 5-6 games we've played some very good football, except for this past Friday where it wasn't our best showing. We just got to make sure that that shows up every 7 to 14 games, because I don't think there's 14 games left. It can show up after we're all done. So I think York, it doesn't matter what they've done in their last game, how good they've been, or maybe if they haven't had the result that they want, they're always up for playing against Forge.
Okay, we'll shift gears a little bit here because a couple weeks ago you signed a new player and I haven't got a chance to talk to you about it yet. For the listeners for Behind the Beard, can you just talk about that process and what it looks like? When was Beni on your radar at first?
Yeah, Beni has been on our radar for a while now. He's somebody we saw earlier in the season, and just kind of looking through profiles and different things that we may want to look for when we get into the summer transfer window. And just seeing, where the team was, we thought that that's an area where we can maybe not make an upgrade, but add a quality player. And that's the most important thing. It's when you're adding somebody in the middle of the season, you want to make sure it's somebody that can make a difference in the team, that can really bring something different than what you already have in the group. We started discussions. It went quite quick. We got him over here, and he's fully integrated now. He's training, got his first 30 minutes, and I think his fitness levels are very good right now.
You always answer all my questions before I can.
And he's ready to play. Next question.
Well, I talked to Woobs earlier today about what Beni offers and kind of brings to the table, and he said that he's very technical. So I guess from a performance standpoint, can you touch on what exactly he can offer?
Yeah, he's a wide attacking player that brings a lot of flair to the game. His 1v1 ability and his ability to attack defenders is something that's excellent, and it's something that I think our fans will enjoy once he gets going.
Yeah. From a coaching perspective, what do you and some of your assistant coaches intentionally do to kind of bring in new players and help them mesh with the team well in the initial couple weeks when they start?
Yeah, I think one, most importantly, is if we've done our homework well, we've got a player who can play this game and is at a good level. And when you bring in a player who's got his ability, who's got his talent, it's easy for him to mesh into the group because all good players want more good players around them. I think that makes the environment better, makes it a little bit more challenging, but they know it's the intention is we want to win, and quality's coming in that way. And then just off the field, making sure that the player's comfortable. If it's first time a player's been to Canada or North America, it's quite different.
Gotta check in
than living in Brussels or different places where Beni has been, and just making sure that he's comfortable and he has everything he needs, whether it's from us, the staff, or whether it's from Jelani, and he does a great job off the field. And that way, he's very settled in off the field, because on the field it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, well, Woobs was saying too that they've got a good connection with the French language going. So
yes,
you gonna Duolingo a little bit of French, maybe?
That's what I have Coach Joe and Kid for.
True. You don't even need to go there.
No. Quick translations.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. One other thing before we wrap up. I know you've talked a lot about Ash's retirement. He's moving on now. Turning a page here. He's got a coffee shop in Toronto. Have you been there?
I have not. You would think I would have been there.
You would think, yeah. You answered that question as if you were going to say I have, yeah.
Now that he's done from the team, I'll show up.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we should probably do an episode there or something like that.
It's a great idea.
You know what I mean? We've got Dom's cooking show.
Episode 15?
15, 16. Now we got to go to Toronto. But
not so far.
On a more serious note, Bobby, what do you think, seeing him play over the past couple seasons, what's the impact that he left, and how will his absence kind of affect the team as well?
I think his impact that he leaves is just his mentality as a professional. I always say, when everyone's playing their top football, when everyone is doing everything good, it's easy to be an example. When you look at Ash and, on his bad day, which there weren't many, he was still the hardest working player out there. He was the biggest cheerleader amongst all the players. And I think that's fantastic for a group. This is a guy who came here with a lot of experience, He's a player that added a lot into our locker room and on the field. But I always say it's those little things that you get from a player like Ash. It's all the off-field moments, and those are probably the things that we're going to miss in this short little period until in this final part of the season, and having him here, because he's gone through a couple of months now with the injury before the retirement, but he was still with the same amount of energy in the locker room and just trying to get himself fit. And in the end, he's trying to get himself fit, knowing that it's probably the end. So we're also happy that we got him on the field in that last game, just to get his final touches as a professional footballer before he moves on to everything else. But I think the best thing to describe him is just a professional inside out.
Well, I was just going to say the same thing. Like, he was injured those last couple months, but the attitude was the same.
Yes.
Even in the way that he spoke to me about what I was doing, he always showed... Like, I don't want to talk about him like he's dead. He's still alive.
No, he's here.
But, like, he always showed a lot of intention in the way that he spoke about, what I was doing in the podcast and stuff. So it was really cool to see from
and
that
that's why he will be successful in whatever he does next.
Exactly. I heard from a lot of players that him and Bex were kind of the top team for soccer tennis. So the spot is open. Who do you see replacing them at the top of the table?
Well, right now you usually have a mix of Noah Jensen and Tristan Borges, or Tristan Borges and Seba Costello. So those are the guys between the three of them. They always used to make a team of two to try and go after Ash and Beck. So we'll see in these next few weeks. Yes.
Okay, that's our priority for the next episode. We'll check in on that. That's all I have, Bobby. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smyrniotis. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.